Coming in on the end, we're at the 16th of the Judo Taiso exercises. And here we have a representation that basically, to my eye, is the only action that I'm finding from this early 1950-51 stuff, the stuff that he developed right out of the prisoner of war camp in the late 40s. And then you look at elements from the late 50s and early 60s, you see the same execution. You go dig it up in the 1970s, and again, you see the same execution. This one seems indelible. Most everything else, you see little changes or big changes, lots of it dropping away. This one, not so much. And this basic hip switch is very valuable as a means of delivering energy. As the man's coming in, hip switching, very powerful tool for basically just dropping your center in a half step on the turn. And all the basic actions where you can fundamentally turn the man on the fly with a half step movement in body drop can happen with hip switch right here. Hip switch gives you the man's back almost immediately. And so it's a very powerful single half step tool to impute energy into him in these lateral directions with this little downward swing. And again, like we talked about before, this is great at arm's length when you're grappling. Everything's going to swing in this down and up line, for instance. But again, if we're very tight, we've come into a tight grappling, then this is going to be happening in this lateral rising line instead. Little different ideas, but yeah, this one here, boom. Very nice, whether it's judo application, coming in for grips. Nice way to start a judo match. Standing behind the guy, say, you want to, let's go for ippon now. Versus Aikido application, working out here, into the shionagi, working in all the floating techniques, the ukiwaza, sumiyatoshi, etc. All happening with this floating of the hands in this descending line, dropping and rising, boom. All happening from the half step and the foot action in the twist. Basically the